Good morning and hello my friends, I'm Kurt Berglund and welcome to my channel. Today I am responding to a bunch of questions actually about in light of and in response to a tutorial that I did for the Baseball Classics Deluxe version that is about, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks old now, and I did an unboxing of the game, and I've done a tutorial for the deluxe version of the game. There are 3 versions of Baseball Classics available on the Baseball Classics website, which is baseballclassics.com. The website, over the last several weeks, has gone through several iterations. If you've not been there, it is a website that is loaded with customer accolades for the various versions of Baseball Classics. There is some information about the games, the 3 versions of the sim that are available. The standard, which is the basic version, that's the first version, it's the oldest version of Baseball Classics. Then there's the premium version, which is the most complex, most in-depth, most detailed, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. And then there's the deluxe version, which is the new version of the sim, and it drives, or it attempts to drive, right down the middle between the standard version and the premium version. So there's 3 that you can choose from now for your baseball sim interests. Now, before I start to talk about all 3, I've gotten these questions. Okay, what's the difference between the 3? How would I know? What's the best thing to buy? Those types of questions. Before I launch into that, a couple things. First, I'm not going to address the problems that Baseball Classics had a long time ago now with their data. The mistakes, and I'll call them just mistakes, that they made in carding and rating players about, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago now, to me are old news. And the problem for Baseball Classics is, of course, that the effect of those mistakes has been to create almost a PTSD level of trauma in the baseball sim world. So what I'm trying to do is to give the company an opportunity for a fresh start. And I want to tell you what I think you can expect from a purchase of Baseball Classics and what may frustrate you about a purchase of Baseball Classics in this video. And so I'm going to try and lay the current situation with Baseball Classics out there as clearly as I can for you in this video. So, with no further ado, let's get to taking a look at the 3 different versions of Baseball Classics: the standard, the deluxe, and the premium versions, and what you can expect from each. So what you see in front of you is a diagram that I have created which condenses some of the information on the website along with some of the things that I think that will be helpful for you as a potential consumer of the sim to be aware of before you buy. So what did I do? Well, so they all fall under the umbrella of Baseball Classics, and then what I did was, in order of complexity, I've gone left to right here. Standard is the most basic version. As I indicated before, it is the first version of Baseball Classics. The premium version, I want to say, is about 5 years old now, 4 or 5 years old. It is the advanced version of Baseball Classics, and the deluxe version is the one that is out, that is new right now, and is available, has been available for the last couple of months. This is the version that I did the tutorial for earlier, about 3 weeks ago now, on my channel. Alright, I have other tutorials for both the standard and the premium edition versions of the game on my channel as well, and they are on my playlist. I think they're also able to be found on the Baseball Sim demo playlist, but I think there is a Baseball Classics playlist as well. Alright, so let's compare the three and then we'll talk about the differences. First item to compare is, for some gamers, it's the most important, and that is, are there lefty-righty splits? In the standard version there are not, in the deluxe version there are not, and in the premium version there are splits for both lefty and righty, for both batters and for pitchers. Second area of comparison is for fielding. How does fielding work? Well, in the standard version there are error checks. In the deluxe version there are error checks. In the premium version there are error checks, and a new development in the premium edition of the game is that there are also ratings for throwing arms. So there are two ways that defense comes into play in the premium version. Next, stealing. If you'd like to have your base runners attempt to steal a base, there's 4 separate ratings to do that in the standard version, 4 separate ratings in the deluxe version, 4 separate ratings in the premium version. Bunting, same deal. 4 ratings in standard, 4 ratings in deluxe, 4 ratings in premium. Base running, 4 ratings, 4 ratings, 4 ratings. They are different than the stealing ratings, so they are all color coded. The fielding, the stealing, the bunting, and the base running are all color coded, but they are not the same. So in other words, if you have a average stealing base runner, an average stealing player, he would have a different base running card. And so I'll show you this as an example. If you look, and these are color coded, so stealing, the base running is at the bottom of the card here for Willie Mays. Green is the fastest you can be. Stealing, blue is the second second slowest stealing rating. And then you can see all these are color coded. Bunting is color coded. Outfield rating is color coded, and he has a first base rating. Red is the worst. So what you can see from the deluxe version here is that there is only one defensive rating, but what I'm talking, and so this is deluxe, not premium. But the running and the stealing are different colors, they are different ratings, and I'm assuming they are calculated differently as well. Alright, so with that said, let's move on. Next is stats. Are stats on the cards? Yes, they are. And in fact, there are more stats available. If you go back to Willie Mays, there are more stats available to you on Baseball Classics cards than any other sim I am aware of. So whether you're talking about standard, and there's a fewer stats on the standard, there's more on the deluxe, and there is an avalanche on the premium version. So if you are not familiar with the players, Baseball Classics will make you very familiar with their record, with their statistical record in just about every way that you can think of. Alright, now we get to prices. Now, if you go to the Baseball Classics website, one of the things that you'll see is that price per team is something that's easy to find. Price per season takes a little digging. But the price per team is, for the standard teams, $6. These are printed and shipped. $6.50 per team for deluxe, $7.50 per team for premium. Now this includes shipping. Or, for the standard version, if you'd like, you can also print and play for $4.47 per team. So I'm assuming, I haven't ordered these yet, so I don't have first-hand experience on this, but my understanding would be from Print and Play that you're getting a PDF emailed to you, you print that baby out, and for $4.47 you've got your team. Print and Play at this point does not look like it's offered for either the deluxe or the premium versions of the game. Alright, so those are some of the primary areas of comparison, not only with the different versions of Baseball Classics, but in terms of what you would expect, what you can expect. Now, all three versions have a lot of color coding. Baseball Classics is the most visually, I guess you'd say, appealing. And so many of us are visual learners. This is a very attractive thing for consumers of Sims, I think, because Baseball Classics is one of the few games that's out there that really pays attention to how people learn and how people think. So, for example, the color coding on this sort of waffle grid is that the green results are all hits, the red results are all outs, the white results require a secondary roll, which I'll get into another time. The blue results, for whether they're, and this is true by the way, for both batters and pitchers, the color coding holds. So let's take a look here at a pitcher. Let me grab one. Here we go. So this is Pete Alexander. So you can see from Pete Alexander's card, just like Willie Mays, the green is hits, the red would be outs, the yellow are walks, the blue are strikeouts, and the white require a reroll. And this is how the color coding is set up, so that, especially if you are playing the standard game, but I would argue for the deluxe and the premium as well, once you've played a few games and you get the hang of the colors, you get to know what you're looking for, and it makes gameplay very, very easy. Alright, so there's that. They pay excellent attention to this. This is a key priority for the game. It's a selling point for the game. Alright, so now the next thing I want to talk about is the subscription service that I've learned about, and this is a fairly new development in the last few months. The subscription service works as follows. I'm going to move my camera a little bit here. If you choose, and this is optional, you can be a Baseball Classics customer and not do the subscription service if you don't want to. But the subscription service is a cost of $67 per year. It looks to me like it's annual on the website. for your $67 per year, you knock 20% off of the ordering prices of all of your orders. Plus, you get priority mail. Plus, if there are teams that they don't make, or, which is an issue for deluxe and premium. In other words, you may want teams that they have not created yet for the deluxe or the premium version, and they will create them in the subscription service. It looks like, I haven't done this myself, so I don't know, but it looks like you're still going to be charged for the teams, but they will make them for you. Even if you have a beer league softball team and you give them the data, they'll make the cards for you, but you have to be a subscriber to do that. You also get a veritable avalanche of ebooks that you are going to have access to, or you will be sent one way or the other, that you can get. This is the website. So, what do you get for your subscription? You get 20% off your prices of every order in the calendar year that you subscribe. You get priority mail deliveries. So it looks to me like this is just regular first class mail. Whereas down here, if you are not a subscriber, you get first class mail. Maybe it's even media mail. I don't know if Baseball Classics would be considered media or not. But you don't get priority mail if you're not a subscriber. You get that if you are a subscriber. You don't get custom teams. Now, the standard version of the game, they say every team in Major League Baseball history is created. The deluxe version, that's not the case, and the premium version, that's not the case. As for seasons, I don't know. You're going to ask me about seasons, and I can't tell from the website. So you can have custom teams. You can have online access to ebooks that they offer. And all of this is at the Baseball Classics website. Now, there's one other thing that I want to talk. Well, actually, there's several other things I want to get to before we depart. And that is that if you look at Baseball Classics, you might think to yourself that this is a quick play game. There really are no charts to speak of, or very few. I will show you again what they are, how they look. If you are interested in playing the deluxe or the premium version of the game, one of the things they offer is called a play action simulator. Now, the standard version does not do this, but the deluxe and the premium versions offer this. Can you get away without doing the play action simulator? Yes, you can. And I do. I don't use the play action simulator, and I'll show you why I don't when I play Baseball Classics. This is the Bases Empty play action simulator. It is your initial roll on every at-bat. So what you would do is to roll their red and blue D10s, and you'd get an outcome. So for instance, if this was my play action simulator roll, I'd get a red 2 and a blue 1, and it would be here, and that would be a green result. A green result is nothing with the bases empty. Now notice they give you here, all of these are regular poker size cards. They give you a legend for what all of the stuff on a play action simulator result card would look like. And then they give you, based on the base runner that's on base, the leading base runner, they give you a new chart if there's somebody on, with either green base run or green stealing, yellow stealing, blue stealing, or the red stealing. But what do you get with your play action simulator? Well, you get a lot of things. You get a balk chance, you get catcher's interference chance, you get a drop third strike chance, a pass ball chance, hit by pitch, injury, pickoff attempt, spectator interference, argument with an ump, and maybe an ejection, and a rain delay. But to do this, you increase your time of your game by about a third because you're rolling this for the start of every at-bat. I find it, for me, I find it silly and I don't use the play action simulator. But if you use the deluxe or the premium versions of the game, let's go back to where we can see the chart here, then the play action simulator does or can potentially come into play for you if you choose. How do errors work? Well, after each play is resolved, there is an error chart, and I will show you what the error chart looks like. On the deluxe and the premium versions, you figure out where the ball is hit by using a roll you've already done to get the at-bat resolved. And you look on this chart to see where the ball went on hits or outs. Same thing here, hits or outs. It just matters if it's on the infield or if it's in the outfield. Once you do that, if you're playing standard, you have team defense. Team defense for standard looks like this. And it's very quick and easy to determine if an error happened. This is like APA Basic, where you add up points and you determine whether or not an error is made based on the quality of the team defense you have on this point system. However, if you're playing the deluxe or the premium version, you take each player's individual error rating and you re-roll after the play to see if an error happened either on an out or on a hit. You're making an error check to determine the play. So let's put this together a little bit here. If you're going with the deluxe or the premium version, you are, and let's bring Pete Alexander and Willie Mays back into the equation here. All right, and we'll pull back a little bit so you can see what we have. We're making 3 rolls on the deluxe and the premium version. Even though I don't have premium cards in front of you, you'll get the picture. The first thing that we're doing is using the play action simulator. So I'm rolling here. We're going to say the bases are empty, and we're going to say Pete Alexander is pitching to Willie Mays. A 3-3 is a red 3 and a blue 3, and that's nothing on the play action simulator. Now you're going to roll a second time. This is kind of a cool thing. You don't need a binary die anymore with zeros and ones. They have a pitcher symbol, and they've got a batter symbol right here. And depending upon which one you roll, that one tells you which card you're going to look at. So now we're going to resolve the at-bat. It's a batter symbol, so we're looking on Willie Mays' card. And we rolled a red 7 and a blue 3. Here's the red 7, here's the blue 3, and it's a ground out. Now, you're going to say to me, well, Kurt, where did the ball go? Well, that's where you look here. This is on your infielder play, ground out. Tells you what types of plays you look on this chart for, and sure enough, a ground out is one of them. If it was something else, it could be on the outfield chart, but it's not. It's on the infield chart. So we're going to use what we already rolled. We are on the batter die because there's the batter. We're on the batter die. And we have a red 7. And we have a red 7. The total is even. 7 plus 3 is even. So we're going to look in the right column. Batter die, right column, even. And the red number is a 7. That means it's hit on the ground to the shortstop. The grounder to short. Now, so we've gone the play action simulator. We've resolved the at-bat. The ball is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Now, just for grins, let's suppose that Ernie Banks is our shortstop. We're going to take our yellow shortstop error rating on the deluxe game, and we're going to look at our individual fielding gameplay chart. Now what you do here is you re-roll. And I rolled a red 3 with a blue 0. Red 3, blue 0. So I look here, red 3 and blue 0, and there's nothing. That means that Ernie Banks fielded this grounder and made the play to the first baseman with no problem. Willie Mays retired 6-3 if you're scoring at home. But anywhere there is a yellow outcome, that for Ernie Banks, because his shortstop fielding is yellow, that tells you that's where Ernie Banks makes his errors. Any of those that come up. So if I had rolled a red 1, and a blue 0 like this, that would have been Ernie Banks making a 2-base error. But I got to look up at my legend. It's a 1-base error for an infielder. If I had rolled a red 1 and a blue 3, that's a 3. That's a 3-base error for outfield play, but it's a 2-base error for infield play, so Ernie would have launched his throw to first into the first base box seats, and that would have resolved the play. So there's, on these deluxe or premium version, you've got 3 roles in play. The stimulator, the batter pitcher, resolution of the at-bat, and then the error check. What I do is I eliminate the stimulator. So now I've cut the gameplay down to 2 rolls per at-bat. The resolution of the at-bat plus the error check. And I'm working on a system where you don't even need to do the error checks as much as they're calling for them for. All right, so if you purchase or if you decide to try out Baseball Classics, the card purchase that you make is your purchase. You get a link to the instructions for the game. So you can order a hard copy of the instructions, and they will ship them to you, but you don't have to. With your purchase of either the standard or the deluxe or the premium teams, you get a download that you can print if you choose to do the instructions. If you choose to do this, the deluxe, the instructions that you get have been revised a little bit. They used to be split sort of between standard and premium. They have to get some more information about the deluxe in there. I have been a little bit confused by what you're supposed to do with deluxe instructions. And so I think that's something to be a little bit aware of as you go through this. The instructions need some revision or some homebrew rules if you're choosing deluxe. Standard and premium are pretty straightforward, and there's no real issue there. All right, so I just want to take a moment and sort of sum up some things and to say a few other things as well about Baseball Classics. If you are looking for a sim that is highly visually appealing, and that is part of how you learn, and you know that, Baseball Classics may be worth a look. It has increased over the past several years in complexity. The premium edition of the game even offers a pitch-by-pitch option. So if you wanted to play pitch-by-pitch, not at-bat by at-bat, but pitch-by-pitch, you could do it with this sim. Or if you wanted to go several innings going at-bat by at-bat and then slow the game down later on to go pitch-by-pitch, you could do that as well. That's offered in the premium edition as well, not in standard or deluxe. Now, several of my subscribers have mentioned to me that they have had ordering frustration with Baseball Classics over the past few months. And I'm not here to vouch for anything. What I'm trying to do is to give you an understanding of what you can expect from the sim. You're a pretty smart consumer, and so you're a pretty good gauge of what you want to buy and what you don't. What I'm trying to do is to offer you information so that you can make the best decision for yourself that you possibly can. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm not telling you what not to buy. And I'm also not endorsing or not endorsing any particular products. I don't work for any of these companies. I don't care how it shakes out. What I care about is that my subscribers are informed and can make a good decision for themselves. There are good reasons to buy Baseball Classics. There are bad reasons to buy Baseball Classics. Like with any company, like with any sim, not everything is going to be perfect. However, and for example, you may find the cost prohibitive for you, and that certainly makes sense. You may not like some of the rating elements. You may not like some of the game elements. That makes total sense. Total sense to me. But what I'm trying to do in this video is to give you the information that you need to make the best decision that you can. And this is my experience with Baseball Classics, and this is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you have a good day. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. I need your help to keep my channel going, my friends, and I do appreciate that very much. Stay tuned. Lots more demos, unboxings, season work, new games coming up over the next several weeks on my channel. And always something new happening. Thanks again. I hope you have a good day. So long, everybody.